All right, what's the topic for today? You gotta get out of the camera. What's the topic for today? All right, so today we are talking about featuring Michael. Say hello. Hey guys. Oh, you get your bow tie on and everything. That's actually perfect because what we're talking about today is some guilt-free tips or some tips to make your night guilt-free. So when you're going out, so in today's day and age, we go out once or twice a week, right? And if you're following like a meal plan, or you're trying to eat a little bit more healthier, trying to make some, I guess, better decisions about your health, then more than likely you may need some tips, or you may need to, I don't know, build a little bit more awareness when you're out. Probably the hardest thing is I guess the social setting and not kind of being weird and awkward in front of your friends, even though you're trying to eat a little bit more healthy. So, I'm making this video to, I guess, teach you guys or make you guys a little bit aware about some things that you can do. Okay, I'm going to put you down to make your night a little bit more guilt-free. So first things first. So when you're at a restaurant or when you're at, an event or a function, try and order something from the grill. And the reason why, so when your food comes out, they've actually got the grill marks on them. And one of the reasons why is you want to try and avoid having your meat or having your seafood or whatever you're having cooked on one of those kind of flat cooking, I guess, what am I trying to say? The flat cooking grill. So, like you might see it at McDonald's or fast food restaurants, because they're more than likely going to use cheap cooking oils. And without getting too much into, cheap cooking oils, vegetable oil and canola oil and stuff like that, it's really high in omega-6s, and generally a high level of omega-6s, especially in one go, is pro-inflammatory. And we don't want that. And generally when someone has a really, really high level of omega-6s in ratio to, say, omega-3s, it's going to be a problem. So that's number one, is trying to order food from the grill, especially when you're in doubt, you're not too sure if it's healthy or not. The second one would be, if this one's especially for ones at like functions or weddings and stuff like that, let the waiter or let the serving staff know that you are gluten intolerant. So generally they will make your food on a separate pan. They'll also probably, you'll get less options or less food that will be crumbed or have things like that, obviously, that can't contain foods that have gluten in it. So more than likely the meal that you're going to be getting is going to be a healthier option. Number three is try to say no. Do your best to say no to complimentary starters. So they might bring out breads or they might bring out dips or things like that, and try and say no. Just say no thanks. I'll just order my food, as opposed to having it sit there and trying to have the willpower to not eat, because when you're waiting half an hour for your food, more than likely you're going to be honing into those starters. So say no to complimentary starters. The third one that I have, or the fourth one, sorry, is I like to do this, especially if I know I'm going somewhere and I know exactly where I'm going and I know it's probably not going to be the best option. I'll have something light before I go out. So whether that be some tuna and some greens, or like a light snack, some carrot and celery with some peanut butter, or some hummus, whatever I'm having for my afternoon snack. Or I might just have like a light dinner, because again, by the time you get there and by the time your food comes out, you're probably ready to eat again. The only thing that would be, say, if you can't control what you're having or it's a set menu, would be to and I've spoken about this before, eat until you're about 80% full, right? Because at least then you're not being awkward in the social situation. You're not like, oh no, I've brought my broccoli and my chicken or whatever, and you're eating it at the table at a restaurant. That's just fucking awkward. Eat it like everyone else is, but just don't finish it. Just eat until you're 80% full. Have water. Make sure that you're hydrated. The usual shit. Just don't overdo it. And the last one would be, I was just thinking about it, would be if you're that person in the last situation where you're going somewhere and you can't change where you're going, and you still want to be as good as you can, make sure you've trained that day. Because at the end of the day, if you're trying to drop weight or body fat, it's calories in versus calories out. So if you know that you're going to be going somewhere where the food's not very good, right, which means the calories are high, then train and burn more energy that day. But that doesn't mean that you train and then go stuff yourself that night, still eat your 80% full, and then hopefully you're still in that calorie deficit to keep losing the weight. So they're the tips, guys. I know everyone is, doesn't want to be very antisocial when they're trying to lose weight, or they're trying to be healthy. So these are ways that you can still, go out with your friends, enjoy your food, enjoy their company, and still stay on track. Good luck. Thanks, guys.